Hello, my name is Wilson Nicholson, and I'm a third-year student at Austin Presbyterian Theological Seminary. We're here today with Dr. Dave Jensen. He is the academic dean here at Austin Seminary. Welcome.
Thanks.
Did you grow up celebrating Lent and Easter?
Yes, we grew up celebrating Easter, but I have no distinct memory of celebrating Lent. And I don't think I ever heard the word Lent uttered in the congregation that I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. And it wasn't until seminary that I adopted some practices of my own Lenten devotion.
Do you have any favorite memories you'd like to share?
Absolutely. Growing up in Oregon, Easter always seemed to coincide with the change of seasons. And so after a long gray winter, new life would emerge right about the time that Easter emerged. And so I always associate new life and Easter and the change of the seasons and the greenery that happens at the end of a long winter.
And what does our Reformed theological perspective teach us about the season of Lent and embracing Easter hope?
Well, one interesting thing I think about our Reformed tradition is that historically we've been very suspicious of celebrating Lent. Ulrich Zwingli was one of the forefathers of our Reformed tradition, and during the middle of Lent, at a time when folks were supposed to abstain from eating meat, he was present at a party, a festival, where sausage was eaten, a very flagrant violation of Lenten practice. And he defended that on the basis that it's not the rules of the Christian life that make us free, it's the grace in Jesus Christ that makes us free. And so historically we've been suspicious of Lent, but thankfully we are rediscovering the importance of Lent in our tradition. And that perhaps practices of restraint during the time leading up to Easter reminds us that our life belongs fundamentally to God and not to these other things that I attach my life to.
And what would you say to someone who is struggling with living a life of Easter hope?
Well, that's a real issue, especially in our time when we think that the end of life is meant to be happy, that the goal of life is perpetual happiness. And that is not the case of my life. That's not the case of most people's life. That struggle, agony, and pain are a part of the Christian life. And what Lenten practice teaches us is that there is nothing that we can experience in the Christian life where God is not already there with us, sustaining us, giving us the breath of new life in the midst of the worst possible things. And that gives me, as a Christian, hope. And it makes me know that Christian faith isn't optimism, it's hope.
Thank you for sharing that. It is our sincere prayer that these video devotionals will encourage you during the season of Lent and fill your heart with Easter hope.